Yeah, sorry about that, but I just really like the song, so I played it twice. So basically, what I'm doing here is I'm going to draw Melton, sort of. Now, uh, after reviewing the finale of Alien Earth, I decided to draw certain personalities as a crew of a new ship that was doomed to, recover one of the xenomorph aliens. Yes, yeah. And because all the ships involved, well, all right, two that I know of, the one from Alien Earth and the one from Alien, use French terms for the names of their ship. So, of course, in the first one, the ship was called Nostromo. And then in Alien Earth, that ship was called Maginot. So this ship will be Je ne sais quoi. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what. Well, if you don't know what it, yeah. But anyway, that's the name of it. And then so I filled it up with different Dabbleverse characters. So right off the bat was Aaron. Oh, wait. Why don't do I have them readily available? I think I do. Why didn't I think of this ahead of time? It's so embarrassing. Uh, but yeah, there we go. There's Aaron. This is Captain Imholt of the failed uh, je ne sais quoi ship. Yeah, yeah. Karmic would be revealed to be the android that's assigned to the ship. So there he is. He's the android. Mersh would be one of the engineers who deals with the ship's engines and stuff. And that's probably, I've only done, well, including this one, 2 drawings of Mersh. And this one, I don't know. I think it's pretty good. Yeah. So a bit exaggerated here, but there's Dr. Nick Ricada as the chief physician aboard the ship. His nurse, April. So there's April. Of course, the idea of within the stories, there would be this sort of soap opera going on, besides the crew being stalked by a monster. Oh boy, she was originally in a relationship with the captain, but now, the doctor and everything, all that. Well, Stuttering John would be the communications officer, and they really need help. And the scenario would be that he decided to do prank calls on the air and really screw up their opportunities for rescue. So that would be an element there for Stuttering John. So finally, along with Mersh, there was another engineering officer that was supposed to be Melton. Well, now I've drawn Melton quite a few times, but this is terrible. I really screwed up. And so I'm going to have to redo this. It's an okay drawing in and of itself, except I messed up. See, the hat kind of warps over there. I don't know. You got to remember, you turn it upside down, and then you can realize some reason I favor this side. Notice that there's more space on this side of the face than on that one. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. It's some screw up in the workings of my brain. And but one of the solutions is to turn it upside down and try to make that work. Yeah, I didn't do that. So you see. Now, sometimes it doesn't matter because it just works out. Here, Stuttering John doesn't really see. It still kind of favors that, but it's okay. It doesn't matter. April. Well, April's kind of turned looking off to the side, so it kind of works out okay in that one. Same thing with Nick, except I exaggerated. He's got kind of like that supervillain from the Hulk comics, the leader, except Nick's not green, but and then probably the best was Mersh, although you see it's still kind of tilting there. Yeah, but still an overall good. Karmic, well, hell, Karmic turned out really good. Still, you can see there's more space. There's he kind of like, he's looking over there. So maybe that, but overall, and then, well, good Lord, Aaron. But there again, similar to April, he's looking this way. So it kind of works better that way. But um, I'm going to try to recreate this one, and hopefully that'll work. You know, I mean that's the idea anyway. I mean, hope springs eternal, doesn't it? Well, not really. You can be hopeful until you meet with absolute failure. Then all hope is lost. Mm, yeah. All right. In order to draw, I move away from the mic. I'm sorry. I know it's a problem, but I don't know what else to tell you. These things happen, like right now. So basically, I'm kind of cheating because I'm looking at the only drawing I did that was pretty good of Melton. Some of the other drawings, it's all right. And I put the hat on him, and he, has put the Nobody Likes Onions logo, and is saying, "Oh, that's who that is." See, it works that way. But it would be better if I could, draw him without that. Plus, since he's going to be a character on the Je ne sais quoi, he's going to have the ship's logo on his hat. So there'll be a hat. Oh, yes. There's a hat. The Wayland Yutani company provides them with these hats. Not all of them wear it, but the engineering crew tends to, I don't know, like them. And so that's how that goes. Now, of course, in the original film, what's his name? I'm already forgetting the guy's name. Damn it. It's sad because, well, of course, like everybody except Ripley and the cat died. But anyway, he was one of the engineering guys, and then Yaphet Kotto. I remember his name because I remember the actor. Well, he, he just had like a bandana or something around his head. He didn't wear the hat either. You know. But Milton's character, well, he's gonna wear that hat. You know. I don't know if like his character, tries to defeat the alien by making it feel. This could happen. It could be an attempt. And look, he's trying anything. But that probably wouldn't work. Um, but you know, it's like the alien. It's like, damn it, you East Coastal people. That's the excuse for everything that goes wrong. Yeah, I just don't think it's gonna care. It's just I want to eat, and that's it. So, and of course, I would have to refresh one's memory, provided you did see that live stream. You might have been one of the 5 people who did. Where I ended up dreaming up the whole plot. So imagine I was like the idea being that Wayland Yutani must have sent out several ships out there, and when one failed or whatever, then we got others out there. We'll send them to go pick up one of these parasitic monsters that I don't know we think is going to make $1 trillion for us or whatever the hell their plot is. Of course, with the Prometheus show, we now know that the plot was Prometheus thought he could find immortality in alien technology and ended up finding death instead. But they're still looking long after he's gone, and they think that's going to work out. But, I mean, they probably have nothing better to do. So I guess that explains that. Anyway, in this one, this Je ne sais quoi ship is sent out under the command of Captain Imholt. Now, now wait a minute. How could that possibly happen? Well, one one of the explanations for one of the ginormous plot holes in Alien Earth was you have to accept that the crew of the Maginot are idiots. I mean, there was really only one smart guy, and that was the cyborg guy, Morrow. And everybody else was really stupid, especially those doctors who succumbed to the parasitic alien farts. And it's like you cut open this guy to extract these parasitic creatures that are, around, I don't know, setting up shop in his lungs or guts, whatever the hell it was. And you decide to not wear the mask. I know we're all sick of the mask, but there's a purpose for him in that situation. You go back to the original Alien film, and where Kane had the face hugger on him, and Dallas and Ash were attempting to remove it. And they were both masked up, because they didn't know what the hell. There might be some pathogens or something, just in case. All that. So that's, the protocols. Now, a lot of times the surgical mask is when you're going to cut somebody open. You don't want any of your, boogers or nasal drip dropping in there, hairs, God knows what all. And spittle, of course. Yeah, I know. It's a disgusting thought. I apologize. But nevertheless, it's also true. Yeah. So with these guys, the medical staff that they had on Maginot, they just cut this guy up. Well, this isn't working out. What the hell? Do that. It always does this when I like. Anyway, they cut him open. They say, "Oh my God, look! It's these critters, all inside him and shit." And he says, "Well, we got to get this out of there." So they get these prongs, whatever, and they start picking at the creatures. And as soon as they do, they fart this green gas. So of course it's green. They're aliens. It's appropriate. And immediately the doctor and his nurse, whatever, they just start because it stunk. And then the doctor's eyes start bleeding. And boy, that's never a good sign. And he collapses on the floor, soon followed by the nurse. And the fart cloud it's like a massive fog throughout the sick bay. And I don't know, a couple of I forget which members of the crew were watching all this. And they're like, "Hey, shouldn't you guys, have some masks on?" But no, they didn't think of it either, I guess. Anyway, well, they're dead. And so is the poor bastard who was easily the stupidest member of the crew. But oddly enough, it wasn't his stupidity that killed him. I mean, what happened I guess it was because he ate something really hot and it was like burning him up pretty bad, his tongue, He's like, So he quickly grabbed whatever drink he could and he grabbed the nurse's drink. It was actually meant for her. But earlier, one of the creatures had managed to sneak out of their little containment box or whatever, went over and pooped, eggs into her drink. And they were floating around in there, all these little tadpole looking things. And of course, they were none the wiser, certainly her. And so this poor bastard, he burns his mouth with, I don't know, peppers or something. He's like, and immediately grabs her thermos of whatever it was, I don't know, tea or something. And he figures, oh, well, that's that. Then they go on to other stuff, and he goes back to work. And his stomach's really starting to hurt. And oh God, oh no. And the boss is telling him, oh, damn it, don't you puke, because he really doesn't want to deal with that. And no one does. But it's a lot worse than that. Now, the boss, of course, gets attacked and ultimately is taken over by the octopus, but that's another story. So, the idiot, a guy who, is barely functional, uh, it really wasn't. It's just, he grabbed something because he burned his mouth eating the hot pepper stuff, which I guess that's the idiocy. You should have known. Yeah, it's peppery hot. It's you know, but anyway, and he just grabbed whatever. But it could have been anybody because you just didn't think there were going to be these parasitic creatures floating around in the thermos, and yet it was, or they were, and well, they impregnated him, I guess. I mean, they were a lot bigger when they cut open the this the idiot crewman, and then they said, "Hey, I know, let's just cut them off." And well, and that was the end of the medical staff. Of course, I mean, it's amazing any of them survived at all. I mean, I guess they didn't really need the doctors. None of them got sick during the trip, and because otherwise, I mean, those guys are probably end up shooting a bubble into your vein or God knows what. Oops! Oh, geez! Oh man! Can I click undo? No, no, that's not. No. All right. Oh, damn it! You see, I'm babbling on about the damn show. I didn't do the test. See? Well, it's not as bad as the last one. Of course, could fix this in Photoshop. Yeah. But I don't know. I think it's a little better than the the last one. You know. You know. So that's my final judgment upon that. This. So imagine. I mean, in Je ne sais quoi. Of course, Captain Aaron will be impregnated by the facehugger. However, um, uh, he comes up with a unique way to fight it off. He tries to sit on it, and so it becomes the butt hugger in this one. And amazingly enough, unlike the others who were impregnated by the facehuggers, he's able to survive the ordeal because he simply shits out the alien. So kind of works out for him. Then, of course, he finds out his beloved April is in love with another man and all that sort of stuff. So it's still all very sad, sort of. And but he does survive that. But then, the aliens running around on the ship and like, oh my God, you know, stupid stuttering John does his prank, and the ship is doomed. They're like, "Yeah, you're not fooling us again, asshole." And I'm serious, and it's not going to work. Uh, Now, the android Karmic develops feelings for the creature, because that's the running thing. I mean, there's always an alien who's overly fast. I mean, an android in the show, I guess, except for Bishop in the second one. He was a good guy. But the other ones, they're all weird and stuff. So here, he feels like the xenomorph is the only one who truly understands him. And, falls in love with it. So there's that. But of course, he just ends up being destroyed by it. It's all very sad. Uh, so that's it for him. Really, Mersch and Melton could probably escape. Let's just take the shuttle. And they just don't wait around for the other idiots to figure it out and just leave. So That might work out. But anyway, there we go. That's eh eh. It's funny, isn't it? Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's supposed to like, do it like like he's. See, this is like the company photos for their IDs or whatever. So yeah, he's just putting on a smiley face. He's not going to be happy about the ship later, but at first it seems like, yeah, this will work. Yeah. So maybe it will. Maybe it will. So there we go. Cool enough, huh? Oh, all right. Now I've got to let it sit here for a bit because when I erase the pencil off, if the ink is still wet, it will smear. I don't want that. And you shouldn't either. Oops, oops, oops. Damn it, I really didn't. I don't think I did a good enough job here either. I'm starting to have second thoughts here. I'm going to start to lose my mind over this. This can't be. Confounded. Why can't I do this? Well, suppose I could try again. Shake off the pencil shavings in the trash can. It's just over there. Yeah. Yeah. Still got some on the drawing board. There's some here. It's good Lord, it's disgusting. All right. Yeah, it's still not right. It's better than the other one, but oh damn it! Oh man. Um, here you can look at this while I try to figure this out. Oh look, did caricatures of the faces that appeared behind Karmic on his show. And I noticed one of them had vampire fangs. Oh, jeez. Fangs. And so I drew that. And I don't know, just did the basic stupid thing of making the eyes cross-eyed and stuff. It's silly. Yeah. And so did that. And then the other girl that's, I don't know, kind of like a Nagel, not Eric Nagel, the artist that was supposed to be big shit in the 80s and all that. And didn't really do much with her. Just drew her. Yeah. I don't know. The vampire lady's got her hand up like that. I don't know what that's about. But I mean, it's all AI stuff, so who the hell knows? But anyway, that's what that is. So I'll probably, because I just used AI art to be background crap for the karmic drawings I did. But I might just use that, you know? Um, all right. All right. We're going to try again. Maybe the secret is pointing the face in a particular direction. All right. There we go. Maybe this will work. Probably won't. Maybe I will be furious. Be all upset. But, well, gosh darn it, I've just got to give it a whirl. You know? Yeah. So, there we go. So I'm always drawing because they always wore these like uniforms. I guess that's what they were their work clothes. And I think I intended to give him like a vest. I think that's what I intended. I can't remember. Yeah. That's what he was wearing in the original one. I guess this would be like a name tag or something like that. Anyway, some of the others they had long sleeves, but there was supposed like a circle on the shoulder, and that would be like the company logo or something. Um, so if you didn't do that, well then you you got to wear the hat with the company logo. I don't know if it's like a rule. You didn't wear the hat for the entirety of the mission, so all shares are forfeit. But I spent 60 years in outer space. Yeah, well, snooze you lose. Yeah, saved a pretty penny there. But I was dodging aliens and stuff. And, you know, something like that, because they're, you know, greedy, bad people and stuff like that. I mean, that's because even in, deep space, the ultimate monster is still man. You know, you didn't get that? How did you not? Come on. It's like even the, Walking Dead and all that. It was the zombies. It was man. Yes. Man's inhumanity. The man. Crap like that. Because he's like, hey, they're not wrong. Yeah, no. But holy crap. Those alien monsters are still pretty monstrous. And, the zombies, despite just being undead, cannibals, they also stink because they're rotting and all that. Yeah, that's worse than stepping in the dog shit. I mean, it's just God. It's just got to be the worst, and the whole world would smell like that. It's like there's nowhere for you to go. All right. Okay. Perhaps, just perhaps, it's coming together. Just, perhaps. Okay. So there we go. That should work. Huh. All right. Oh, don't forget the test. But again, see, pointing the head. That's no excuse for failure on the previous one, but it does kind of work. Kind of, sort of. And kind of, sort of is going to have to do it. All right. Jeez. I better take some precautions here with all that conversation going on. I don't know what this is. Okay, that's good. All right, that'll work. go. Oops. Damn it. All right. This is one of those things where you realize that someone who's known for a beard suddenly shaves, and then they're a completely different person. Great disguise, even escape the FBI. Not really. You're supposed to have all this facial search, the crap, and you can shave it, but we can still get you. Like it. All right. So he's got a mustache. That's right. That's what it's called. Hair above the upper lip is often referred to as the mustache. Oh, yes. Yes, it is. It's kind of strange how it links up to the beard. It's almost as if there is this sort of design there of how he does that. All right. Yeah, I muted the mic for a bit. So there we go. It's a little bit better. I still got problems. I'm afraid Melton confounds me. It's become quite a conundrum. But I'll figure it out some kind of way. And who knows? It may become a whole series. I don't know. We'll have to see. We will indeed. Oh, damn it. I didn't have the stupid thing turned on. Jeez, why didn't I do that? I feel terrible. All right, there we go. Super tip. Arno says, howdy, Mr. Nailsin. Howdy, Arno. Dead Punk Gage Tug's social media manager. I've had that same problem, but then I switched over to drawing digitally. Oh, with the tablet, yeah. Dead Punk Gage Tug social media. I don't see what the problem was with your other work. It just didn't look like him enough, you know? Dead Punk Gage Tug social manager looks like Bowie as a vampire in The Hunger. Yeah, I guess so. Karmic's thought it was supposed to be a woman, but well, anyway. Saint Ranger, and here we go. I usually wore Betty Davis pants and shirts and Carhartt overalls on sheet metal jobs. What? Oh, Ben Davis. Betty Davis. He wears Betty Davis pants. My mistake. Or as Tacitus would say, my bad. St. Ranger, Doug draws right through the guy's lenses on his glasses. Does Doug care if the subject's eyeglasses are full of ink? The photo evidence suggests not. No. I mean, how else am I going to draw? I mean, yeah, sometimes I'll leave them blank. Like with the Mersh drawing, he's always got those sunglasses on, so there you go. But, you know, you can see Melton's eyes through his glasses. So what the hell? Dread Seamus, way too thin. Where's his hump? Well, it's not from behind. Clearly woke Chad. I wonder if Doug's choice of music pushes him into rushing his work. Sometimes it can happen. Oh, P. Dixon. Hey, that sounds like a guy I know. Damn, he looks insane. Oh, does he? I guess maybe he's up to something, or he was the guy that was put on the ship to make damn sure that alien, you know, makes it through. Usually it's the android, but, you know, Karmic's the android, and, well, he just falls in love with the alien. But at least that means he'll protect the creature, you know, it's his true love and all that stuff. Could be part of the programming, you know. Anywho, clearly woke Chad. Doug, can you be bribed into doing court sketches where you make the guilty look innocent? Asking for Dabbleverse friends. I don't know. Is that possible? Let's take a look. I don't know. Does he look innocent? Is that, you know, you think, you know what? I'm going to acquit him. Really? Maybe this. Maybe that. Oh, yeah. How could you convict this guy? That cherubic face. How could you? Think so, huh? Well, I don't know. That would be cool, though, if I could actually go to one of those, you know, and do the sketches. And, you know, the people say I could make bank on these drawings. They're probably right. But if I had had the opportunity to do that, you know, just sit there, even with just a pencil and a little pad, you know, and sit there drawing this and that, those would probably be worth something, you know. Anyway, St. Ranger, is that really Pat? If you mean Patrick Melton, it's supposed to be. But I probably owe him an apology. I'm sorry, Melton. I tried, but I did do that really good one once. I did do that. Dread Seamus, you can see his hump from the front. Really? I I can't say that I've seen it. Dread Seamus has Leo DiCaprio giving a toast. Clearly woke Chad. Doug, do you ever do nude fakes of women you are crushing on? Oh well, that's Saint Ranger Pat. Got your CB ears on, buddy? I don't know. Clearly woke Chad. LOL. Clearly woke Chad. LOL. See? The first one's more pronounced. The second one, he's laughing out loud, so he's kind of out of breath in the second one. So he's like, LOL. See? That's how that works. St. Ranger, I meant, is it Pat Dixon? I assumed it was. I was just hoping he would answer. He stops by and says, this is insane. And then off he goes, People say, who was that Pat man? Well, white man called him Dixon. Red man called him, what do they call him? Kimosabi? I don't know. But anyway, there you go. I got to take the pencil out. So we'll do that. No one must know the struggle. They must think that I am always at my best and I execute the drawings with perfection. They must not see the many abandoned lines. No! They must not know. Except they all do, because I broadcasted on a live stream. Damn. Why did I do that? The usual reasons. Got nothing better to do. Might get a super tip or two. You never know. And stuff like that. That's why you do that. Oh, wait. More. There. Jeez, how am I missing out? I am going blind. Jeez. And that's really going to suck because, I'm no expert by far, but I don't think you can draw much without eyesight, I guess, the AI art, I guess I could just speak the prompt, but then I can never see if it worked out or not. That would suck. Hope that doesn't happen, Patrick's skin is clearing up. Well, that's good to know. St. Ranger, under his hat somewhere, Melton's skull just disappeared as if by voodoo or art eraser. Oh, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, the line of his head. Well, it's best not to think of it that way. Because he's not wearing an invisible hat. I don't know. I wonder if anyone ever did that, like a baseball hat that's, transparent and stuff. Not sure why. Just, what the hell? Let's just do it, for a goof. And, you see someone's head. It defeats the point of having the hat in the first place. Clearly woke Chad. Any pictures of Stut John? Perhaps you can remove the STDs. Oh, good God. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I wonder if that would be like, I have the power to remove all your STDs, but I'll have to draw you. I'd have to draw them nude. Yeah. I'm not doing that. St. Ranger, AI is so fee. And hit and miss for me. 30 retries to get close to what I try to create. But it is fun. That's because the emphasis should be on the artificial part of the term there. Intelligence, well, it's not quite there yet. But when it is, that will be the end of man. And guys like me who had some kind of skill, something, damn it. But I'm obsolete, so it doesn't matter. What are you going to do? I don't know. Let's see. Maybe I should try again. Damn it. Damn it. Yeah, artificial idiocy. Yeah, that could be it. Gentlemen, we've spent nearly $1 trillion to create artificial idiocy. I mean, look, you can't say it's nothing. It's something. So we'll give him the jolly cheeks, something like that. Trying to do this without any particular thought, not looking at a photograph, just doing this. We'll go ahead and just put the glasses in already. There we go. Something like that. Like this. And this one might, see, well, I'll save it until I'm sure. Because a lot of times, the best drawings come out of just farting around, and wasn't really even trying, wasn't really paying attention, and then suddenly, oh God, it looks good. How the hell does that happen? Well, it's my lot in life. I have to accidentally draw it. And you think that's easy. Well, you're wrong. There we go. And the little thingamajig there, whatever the hell it is. There will be some sort of logo. It will not be the onions thing. This is, Wayland Yutani's ship that he works for. And doop, 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 doop. Well, we'll just go ahead and do that. Oh, so this again is the attempt to have its face forward. So, God, look at that. Well, it is the hat, so it's not as bad. I want it to do like that, maybe. All right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. We fixed the hat. We fixed the hat. It's gonna be great. There we go. Yeah. Now the brim. It's called the brim, right? I think. Doesn't matter. The glasses. There be a lens. A little bit of hair there. An eyebrow here. Of course, the eye. All right. And that. We'll link up there. This might actually work. Of course, if this all works, it comes together. Then I got to actually draw the damn comic book story of the spaceship Je ne sais quoi. Yeah. But I don't know. Who would be interested in that? Now, normally I get a template for circles like that, but it's the kind of thing I figure, hey, Photoshop can fix that. See, I'm already getting lazy and thinking about what a color version would look like. And yeah, it is kind of like where the sort of the corner of the mouth wrinkle comes in. And it's like his beard does that. It attaches to that. Does he deliberately groom his beard to achieve that element of appearance? I don't know. He may not even know. It's true. This could be something done on an unconscious level. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. There we go. There's the shirt, the collar. And now he too is a member of the crew of Je ne sais quoi. Sure, it takes 60 years out of your life. It's okay because you're going to be frozen in cryogenic freeze while the ship travels to a distant planet where you pick up some parasitic aliens that just want to feed on you or impregnate you with their parasite babies. But if you make it back okay, well, you make a lot of money. Now, the upshot of Alien Earth and why the crew was pretty incompetent and stupid was it's hard to get people to take a deal like that. You know, there's certainly more competent people available, but unless they're really hard up for cash and desperate or something, they're not going to do it. Because they're like, listen, if it takes 60 years to get there and back, by the time I get home, everyone I know will be really near death or already dead. It's like I won't even recognize the earth anymore. And, that's going to be, well, it's going to take quite a bit an adjustment. And they're like, yeah, but we pay you. Yeah. It's one of the things about labor and stuff is like you do a job and they compensate you for the labor that you exhausted for them. And, but it's not just the labor. They're also compensating you for time, which they really can't make up for. But, they pay you in the best hopes that, that'll cover it. But odds are it won't. But there's nothing they can do. You only have a certain amount of time. And you think, oh, God, I'm here at work. I'd rather be what? Pursuing your creative pursuits. Yeah. Yeah. Like I just did. But most people just want to play video games and, lay about. Yeah. Yeah. But after a while, that sort of thing of being consumed with nothing but immediate entertainment all by yourself drives you batshit crazy. It's not a good way to go. So, either way, you're going to have to go to work. That's just the way it is. And plus, occasionally you do get time to enjoy a few things that you can now afford to do. That's how that works out. But as far as compensating your time, there really is no way. Yeah. So it's a big ask to jump aboard a spaceship, travel out into deep space. That's going to take that damn long. And you really got to be hard up for the money for whatever reason, because it's not like you're going to be able to leave it to your children or anything, because, well, they'll be dead by the time you get back, So it's like, what the hell? So it's a good explanation for why the crew of the Maginot were stupid, which I think once I figure out this whole, the tragedy of the spaceship je ne sais quoi with Captain Imholt and all that should be submitted to Disney, FX, what have you, and they should consider it, because it has to be that most of the crew that are sent off on these missions are just not that competent, or at least not all of them. Like I said, I'm guessing Mersh and Melton could probably figure out a way to survive, but the rest, well, all right, maybe Nick. Yeah, he probably could. But anyway, that's, and of course I could always add more, think up some other ship, whatever. Well, I don't know. I don't know how Brennan would fit in. But stuff like that. Plus, it would also introduce the concept of the butt hugger, and that might be a cool addition to the ever expanding lore of Alien, All right, no super tips. Well, I tried. Damn it. Clearly woke Chad, can you draw musical notes faster than Pat can play them? Ever tested that? Well, now that you mention it, no. I don't know. Clearly woke Chad, you are very good doing that from memory. If you ever witness a crime, the perps cannot afford to let you go. Yeah, I know. That is something to consider, considering my overnight part-time job. Yeah. Clearly woke Chad, why do characters from the Dabbleverse look like they could be characters on Dexter Resurrection? Well, there's another show. I'm doing Alien, but yeah. Clearly woke Chad, Doug, are you suggesting people steal on the job, embezzle? Some do. Clearly woke Chad, or is it for the green vagina, Star Trek green women? Well, you got to admit, especially the ones he had the original show, that lady was doing her little jiggling all over the place. That was cool. And then there was the second green lady that Kirk made out with, and she was played by Yvonne Craig. She was Batgirl. That's right. Yvonne Craig. Even before I could even understand what was happening, but Yvonne Craig revealed to me I'm a heterosexual man. So you got to think, I wonder what, I mean, it'd be like anything else, but it's like, you would just because she's green. And then it's like, well, what's the shading of the areola? And then, of course, the vagina and all that is like, it's probably different shades, a little shades darker here and there. All kinds of fun stuff to explore there. Clearly Woke Chad, what if there's a planet where the flowers are vaginas? Actual pussy willows. Probably that'll show up in season 2, And it's literally the honey trap, It just, you go and look and really, and you get really close, and then it crushes your skull or something. It's always something like that. But the lure has got to be rather enticing, or it's not going to work. So there you go. All right, that'll do it. I guess I'm going to go with this one. I'll revisit this. I suppose I should do like a group thing. Put them all together standing around in the spaceship and stuff. Provided my interest lasts long enough to do that. There's always a possibility it won't. I know. It's sad. But it's just one of those true things about life you're just going to have to accept. Anyway, thanks for watching. And hopefully we'll do this again sometime soon. I don't know about drawing a picture. Maybe I'll do Nailsin News tonight. I do have a backlog of stories. We'll see how I feel about that. Yeah, how I feel. Because I do feel. I have feelings, don't you understand? Sometimes I ain't got nothing. Well, wait, saying it ain't got nothing means like I have a lot. You get the idea. Anyway, that's that. I'll talk to you next time on this, whatever this is. Well, it's me doing a thing. And I did.
Please wrap up.
Look at me!
Okay, we're all done here.
Fucking
Hey,
pathetic!
no, we're all done. Come on.
Now that's the wrong song, damn it.